Hello everyone. Welcome to day 2 of the yoga challenge. I hope that you are feeling yesterday, maybe a little bit sore in the core, the shoulders, the back. I know that I am. It might have something to do with the fact that I had to film 4 times, something like that yesterday, to make sure that all the pieces were coming together and working correctly. So I hope that you are feeling it too. Today we're going to be doing Chaturanga, and before we get started, we should do a little bit of stretching just to make sure that our joints are loose and make sure that we're not making ourselves vulnerable to injuries. So just come to a comfortable seat on the mat. We're just going to be focusing on spine and shoulders, neck, and arms, since that's where a lot of the intensity is with Chaturanga. So go ahead and just ground your sits bones down. Reach your arms up high. Relax the shoulders down, lift through the crown of the head. Clasp the fingers and turn the palms up. With an inhale, reach the chest up gently. And then exhale, curl the spine, tuck the chin down, and lower the hands. And with the inhale, reach up. And exhale, curl down. Keep moving with your breath. Nice, deep, slow breaths. Just starting to awaken the spine. And with your next inhale, hold it up at the top. Take another breath here. Again, relax the shoulders, lift through the crown of the head. And then exhale, release the hands and clasp the fingers behind you. Press palms together, draw elbows together, and with an inhale, reach the chest up. Breathe into the top of the chest, creating some space in the front of the spine and the shoulders. And with an exhale, release. Roll the shoulders out a little bit, drawing them up to the ears and back. And then reverse it out, roll them forward. And then relax the shoulders down. Lift the arms to shoulder height, just rotate at the shoulder joints. And then rotate the wrists. And reverse the direction. And point the fingertips up, press the palms out. Really reach through the heels of the hands. Then bring fingertips together and point them down towards the armpits. Feel a stretch in the shoulders. And then cross your arms in front of you, bring right under left. Bend the elbows, bring the backs of the hands together or the palms together. Inhale to reach the elbows up to shoulder height. Exhale, slide the shoulder blades down the back. Breathe into the upper back and shoulders here. And then with an inhale, open the arms wide. Exhale, cross out the arms the other way, left under right. Then the elbows, palms, or backs of the hands come together. Inhale, lifting the elbows to shoulder height. Exhale, the shoulder blades down. Deep breaths here. And with an inhale, open the arms wide. And exhale, release the hands down. Roll the shoulders up. And then inhale, reach the arms up high. Exhale, turn to the right. Bring the right hand behind you and left hand to the knee. Inhale, reach up through the crown of the head and turn your gaze over your right shoulder. Breathe into the belly and find a gentle twist here. And then turn just your gaze to look over your left shoulder. And exhale, release. Inhale, reach up high. Exhale, turn to the left. Inhale, lift through the crown of the head. Turn your gaze over your left shoulder. Breathing into the belly. With each inhale, lifting through the crown of the head. Long spine, gentle twist. Turn just your gaze over your right shoulder. exhale, release. And then bringing just a little bit of movement into the neck. Draw the right ear towards the right shoulder. And inhale, lift. Exhale over to the left. Inhale, lift. And then with your next inhale, reach the chin up towards the ceiling. Exhale, tuck the chin down to the chest. And then keeping the chin tucked down, draw it over towards the right shoulder. Down to center and over to the left. Down to center and then lift the head up to neutral. And then bring your feet behind you, come onto hands and knees. Do just a couple cat-cows here. So wrists are under shoulders, knees under hips. With an inhale, you're going to let the belly drop and lift the gaze. And then exhale, tuck the chin and lift the spine. Inhale, belly drops, gaze lifts. Exhale, tuck the chin and lift the spine. Keep moving with your breath here, a couple more times. And then come to a flat back. Walk your hands off your mat to the right. Inch your fingers, your hands forward. Keep your hips lifted and let your forehead come down, ideally all the way to the ground. You should feel a big stretch in the left side. Breathe into the muscles between the ribs. You might be feeling some of your sore muscles in the shoulders and upper back here. Breathe into it. And then inhale, lift up, come back to center. And then walk the hands off the mat to the left. Again, hips stay lifted, lower the forehead down. This time breathing into the right side. And inhale, lift up, come back to center. We're going to come back into cat-cow because there's some instructive aspects that we can use for our plank and for chaturanga. So when you lift up into cat, so spine lifts and chin tucks, if you really press your hands down to the mat, you can feel a bigger stretch in the back, right? But you're also feeling your shoulder blades pressing onto the back. Your belly is pulling into your spine and your tailbone is tucking downward. Those are all actions that we want repeated when we're doing plank and chaturanga. So, something to keep in mind, and just to be in a safe posture, nothing is really at risk, and just be able to feel those motions, those actions. I will be going through the Chaturanga, offering some instruction, and then I will ask you to, work through it with me, but then go and do it in front of a mirror, or find some way that you can see yourself doing the pose. As I'll demonstrate when we get into it, something that's really common is for the shoulder blades to wing up off of the back. And that's a sign that muscles are not being engaged properly and that your rotator cuffs and your shoulders are vulnerable. And it's a really common thing. It's really hard to feel if that's happening or not when you're first trying to figure it out. So it's really important to actually be able to see what is happening. If you have a mirror that you can access, or using the camera on your computer, which is what I'm doing, and if you don't have any way to visually see yourself, then ask somebody to watch you, a friend, a housemate, a partner, whoever, and just tell you what's actually going on. So, to get started, as I said, you start your Chaturanga in a plank pose, right? So you're placing hands under shoulders, fingers spread wide. Eyes of the elbows are turning forward. Shoulders slide away from the ears. Spread the shoulders out away from the collarbones. Feel the shoulder blades pressing onto the back. The belly is pulling into the spine, so the tailbone tucks down. Really strong abs. And knees are on the ground or legs extended. Strong, active quadriceps and calves. And depending on where you were yesterday, right? So if you were on your knees yesterday, then that's where you're going to want to be today. But even if you had your legs extended yesterday, this pose, Chaturanga, requires so much strength that you might find that you need to be on your knees to do Chaturanga. So maybe you can hold plank with your legs extended. But for now, you might need to lower the knees for Chaturanga. It's totally okay. So, just feel your way through it. Acknowledge where your body is and what you need. And stay safe. Another thing for wrists, Chaturanga is like a push-up action, right? So you're lowering down. So you can't really do it from forearms like we did with plank yesterday. But you can make fists with your hands so that you're actually holding on your fist rather than on a flat palm. So if you do have a lot of pain in the wrists and this is problematic for you, then this is a different option that you can come to. It's just making a fist, coming onto those fingers, and then everything else the same. Okay, so we're in our plank pose. So find your plank, whatever that is, with palms down, fists, legs extended or knees on the ground. Really press your hands down into the mat. Turn the eyes of the elbows forward. Engage the core. Really pull that belly up. Feel a lifting throughout the back. Strong legs. To lower down, you're going to press yourself forward slightly. As you bend your elbows, you want to keep your elbows over your wrists. So, if you have your legs extended, you're just going to come forward on your toes. If you have your knees down, you're just going to press your hips forward a little bit, right? So, again, find your plank, really engage, arms, shoulders, belly, tailbone tucks down. So this is really the key to keeping the shoulders from winging out, is that you have all that lifting force, you're not pulling down, right? So if my belly isn't pulling up, you see that arch in my back, my tailbone also, so if my belly is lifted, my tailbone's tucked down. If my belly is not engaged, my back is arching, the tailbone is lifting up. You can see that as I lower down, my shoulder blades are winging up. You can see them pressing up through my shirt. We don't want that to happen. Like I said, then your rotator cuffs are vulnerable. So, really pull the belly up, the tailbone tucks down. Bring yourself forward slightly. As you bend your elbows, keep them in close to you. So this isn't like a push-up where the elbows typically go up. You want to keep them close to your sides as best as you can. So eyes and elbows turn forward. Pull that belly in. Pull, pull, pull. Start to bend the elbows. Bring yourself forward. And then you come down so that you're making a 90-degree angle with your elbows. feel like I'm coming into shadow here, so scoot back. So as you lower down, find a 90-degree angle in your elbows. Elbows are over the wrists. And then lift up. So that is a Chaturanga push-up. Now in a lot of classes when you flow, the teacher has you come, so you're in plank, lower your Chaturanga, and then lift into upward facing dog. Flicking your feet, keeping your elbows down, glutes are strong, reaching through the crown of your head, drawing your heart forward. So you come into a really intense back bend. And then lift into down dog. That's a common flow in a lot of Vinyasa classes. So when you're doing that Chaturanga, again, in the strongest form of the pose, your belly never actually, your chest, torso never actually comes onto the ground. You stay lifted. This is why it's super challenging. So let's walk through it one more time. And then, like I said, I want you to go find some way that you can watch yourself doing it and see what's happening with those shoulders. Sometimes, even if you think your core is engaged, you're going to see your shoulder blades winging out. If that's the case, really think about tucking the tailbone down and pulling even further the belly up into the spine. Right? So you have a nice straight spine, long back. So that, let's walk you through all the way through again. So knees bent, or legs extended. Press the hands down, turn the eyes to elbows forward. Spread the shoulders from the collarbones. Really pull the belly into the spine. Tailbone is tucking down. Then press your shoulders forward. Start to bend the elbows. Keep that belly pulled in. And then if you can, lift back up. Then come down. Nicely done. Come into child's pose for a moment. Let the forehead lower down. Bring the knees wide so the belly can fall down between the legs. Stretch the arms forward in front of you. Lift up onto the fingertips. Just stretch out the shoulders. And knees down. And then we'll do a few more stretches. I really like this one where you come hands off to the sides. Inch the hands forward. Forehead comes down, hips stay lifted. Stretching out the sides. Make sure you do both sides. Coming to center and then walking over to the other side. And then back to center. And just come to a seat. Get a little bit more stretch in the shoulders. So bring the right hand behind you. Keep the elbow close to the ear. You can bring the hand gently onto the elbow to draw that hand back. Just think about walking the hand down the middle of the back. Stretching out those triceps. Really work them hard. Release and switch it out. Lots of deep breaths. Release. And you cross the arms in front of you. Bring the right hand over. Draw the right shoulder back. And then switch it out. Left arm comes in front of you. Pull that left shoulder back. Work out the hands and wrists. Rotating the wrists. In both directions. Spread the fingers wide. And then make tight fists. Do that a couple times. And make sure you're working them out. It's a lot of strain in hands and wrists. It's really good building strength there. So, try out your Chaturanga, see how you do. Feel free to post questions on Facebook or email me on my website or, I guess that's it, those options. But yeah, I'm definitely open to having conversations and just let me know how it's going for you as well. So, I hope you all enjoy your day. Good job. Challenge number 2, setting the stage for building things up. Tomorrow we will be talking about downward facing dog. Again, just building the pose. What are all of the different muscles actions that's going on? It's another very common and very complicated pose that does require a lot of strength. There's a lot going on there. So, I look forward to tomorrow. Have a wonderful day.